YouTube. Hey, what's going on, guys? Raptor Gaming TCG back here with a deck profile. Sorry it's been forever. We've recently switched decks. I kind of woke up one day and said, you know what, Blue Eyes just really isn't for me anymore. I want to give some love and support to a deck that, actually the first meta deck that I've ever actually played, aside from Blue Eyes. So, yeah. And I'm really having fun with the build. I'm really having fun with trying to figure things out. Went to my locals this weekend, took fourth. Shout out to all the players I played. I played Blue Eyes, I played Odeon, I played the new Pendulum deck, and then I played a Primite Fiendsmith Red Eyes. So overall, didn't do too bad. Came really close to taking first. In the final match, I was playing Odeon. Shout outs to Natural TCG. Go check him out. He's got some deck profiles and stuff on his channel. But anyways, without further ado, I just want to get into the build. Hopefully you guys like, comment, subscribe, give me suggestions. Yeah, we'll just get right on into it. Starting off, we are playing triple copies of Qliphort Scout, main bread and butter of the deck, main searcher. And yeah, overall just does what you need it to do for a vanilla pendulum scale. 2 Monolith, I kind of feel like 2 is good. Didn't feel like I needed another one, and it's just kind of nice sometimes to summon this out and have just kind of a thick body to kind of deal with and swing with. We were playing 1 Towers. I'm kind of controversial on Towers right now. Like I kind of want to go back and forth between Skybase, because I feel like Skybase is just a little more relevant with being able to take stuff. Sometimes sending monsters potentially from your opponent's choice of hand or field is kind of not so good these days. So take a look at that. 2 Helix and 2 Carrier. I might switch this up to 1 and 1, or like a 2-1 ratio of probably like 2-1 here, and then maybe like cut a Helix, or maybe cut a Carrier actually, since a lot of stuff cannot be targeted. Overall, they really didn't actually pop up too much this weekend, but it's still kind of nice to have. I am playing 1 disc, and then for the other level 7, I'm playing 1 cephalopod. I cited this out most of the time, and this was supposed to be a Qliphort shell, but either way, I didn't find myself needing either, so I'd probably just cut this in general. Disc is just kind of a nice, OTK potential, even though he did not come up either. He's still just kind of a nice body and pendulum scale when you need it. My favorite Qli, 2 Stealth. Stealth is just MVP, not being able to be responded to with the chain of events. As long as he's last in your chain, your opponent cannot respond with anything, and then he can target bounce any card on the field, including your own Scout and other cool little plays you can do to gain additional searches. So he is my favorite, and he is great. Next, I'm playing triple copies of Summoner's Art. Summoner's Art is just, amazing. It pretty much gets you to all of your starter pieces for Qli, which is essentially Scout, and then you just kind of go from there. And I love how Summoner's Art is not once per turn. That came up this weekend where I played Summoner's Art, and my opponent said Ash Blossom, and I said, okay, I'll just play another one, and I got my Scout. So, really, really good. Definitely recommend 3 of that. Next, to finish off the Qli spells, I'm playing 1 Laser Clip, 1 Sacrifice. I never really needed more than 1, but there was one time I wish I would have searched it, and I did not. So I do think it's really, really relevant to at least play 1 of. I might bump it to 2. We'll see. We'll see how time progresses here. For the traps, I'm playing 1 Recklate and 1 Clive's End. Essentially, you primarily go for this as kind of a skill drain tactic, and then you go for this if you either already have this, or just kind of another potential option if you have, you say you open up with a way to get to Scout, and then you already have Towers or something. You can kind of just protect all your back row, summon this on the end phase, come back to your turn, summon the Towers, and then, just go from there. So, really, really good. Next, we are playing a Primite package. This is the only deck that I can think of that can abuse essentially 8 normal monsters, because you're playing the 3 Scout, the 2 Monolith, and then the 3 Summoner's Art that all searches. And you could arguably say Sacrifice that gets you to vanillas for the Primite, and I felt like that was really, really strong this weekend. I cut barrel to 2, and honestly, it was just fine. More often than not, I want to see the Lordly Load over the barrel in this deck. And so, obviously, Lordly Load's amazing because you play it, and then we'll just continue further on. I'm playing 1 Roar and 2 Beam. Roar becomes really, really good because you activate Roar to summon a Monolith, and then you use the Lordly Load to summon another one, and you go into Infinity or you go into Link plays, and then you can continue from there. So essentially, Lordly Load is your 1-card combo into whatever you want, and essentially you can kind of do the same thing if you do normal summon a barrel, set the load, activate it, search the Roar, and then use his effect to send a Vanilla from deck to grave to get him off the field, and then use the Roar and the Lordly Load. Or you can turn this still into a Spheres. So we'll get into that into the extra deck. And I like, there's a lot of different like little niche interactions that kind of come up that are kind of cool. So I can kind of talk about those in a second. To round off for non-engine, I played 2 Molcharmy Follows. I kind of want to bump it up to 3, honestly, but I might just side the 3rd one too. It depends on if I can make the space. It's just really good when you have to force your opponent to play into it, and then or stop their plays, and then you end up with, you know, a Pendulum deck that has a hand of like 10, and then you get to just, you know, go nuts and do whatever you want to do. So definitely think it's the best Molcharmy too. Didn't need any of the other Molcharmies. I'm playing Talents and Prosperity, mostly for consistency. This could be an extravagance, but I kind of like having, you know, pick and choose over my extra deck still. I think the extra deck is still relevant because you now have a way to summon stuff and then place your scales and then pendulum summon and do other stuff. So I feel like Prosperity still is justified. And then Talents just because it's 3 cards in 1 basically. So for the traps, I'm playing 1 Skill Drain, best card in the deck. You slap this on board with Reculate, and now they have to try to out 2 Skill Drains, and then you have the Drill Beams to protect them, and so you're kind of just sitting pretty good. So next, triple copies of Infinite Impermanence to kind of go along with the Skill Drain. I know it's kind of productive, but Imperm, in my opinion, is still kind of one of the best hand traps in the game. Being able to be, you know, not limited to once per turn activate from your hand. It doesn't play into Triple T, you know, Thrust or Talents. It's just really, really good, really strong. So recommend those. And then finally, to round off, triple copies of Purge. I'm not playing Ash Blossom. You know, this kind of little combo with Imperm and Purge is still really, really strong, where you Imperm one of their monsters, you Purge the other thing, you pop the other thing. Like, for instance, I Impermed the Red Eyes player first, and then he activated Lordly Load, and I said Purge and popped the Lordly Load, so then he was not able to do anything, and so that was really, really strong. So that is another reason why Infinite Impermanence is really good. And so we'll just get into the extra deck here, and I am actually 2 cards short and ran that way without even realizing it all weekend. So I am playing the 1 Nether Barrel just for Yummy. I side decked the Primite Fusion, never came up. SP Little Knight, kind of just generic link fodder. We'll get, let's see, so 2 Qliphort Genius. It's the main link monster you can make freely, but ultimately it never came up. This is how you're making spheres. You're going to link off the vanilla monster with this, have use your barrel, make the spheres. You can summon another barrel. You don't even have to use a summoning effect. Maybe it's just a, you know, a bounce, the interruption. So, and if they ash it, then you kind of just baited it because you're not really trying to summon off of spheres. It's still just kind of for the non-target bounce. So BLS, there again, never came up, but I'd like to think that it's pretty strong, being able to use all different types of high levels. You can get the targeting and destruction protection and just have kind of a battle boss monster. Being able to get over stuff that maybe your normal Qlis couldn't. For rank 4s, I'm playing Exciton and Tornado Dragon. And then my 2 open slots are actually supposed to be Baguska and Honorarch. They're just not here yet. I got them coming in the mail. But none of these even had like the opportunity to shine or come up. But I still think they're really, really strong. If you have Laser Clip and 2 Qli monsters, you basically get to make an Xyz of a level 4. So I think it has a lot of high potential too. And then I'm also playing the Infinity package. You get to basically make it for free now. And one thing that I really like to do that came up that I kind of learned this past tournament is when you're like playing barrel, you know, you normal summon the barrel, set the load, activate load, set, or if you have the lordly load first, or however you do it. But if you have your barrel sitting here left over after you've made Infinity, sometimes you can like absorb him with the Infinity, so that when it goes back to your opponent, you have the free negate to detach off of barrel, because barrel's going to recycle itself, because when you detach the vanilla off of this, it goes to grave, and then lordly load can pull back the vanilla out of the grave, so it goes back to the extra deck as a pendulum scale. So it's kind of just like a little loop that I like to run, and I thought it was kind of fun. It came up a couple times. And then next, I'm running Typhon and Zeus. Honestly, Typhon came up once, came in clutch against, I believe, the Red Eyes player. And then Zeus never came up, but in theory, it almost did. I kind of blocked my scale, but I was going to utilize it once against the Odeon player. I just kind of forgot that I locked myself out. So I think this can be really relevant, because if you're close enough to like the end of the game, you don't really care if you wipe your stuff. You just got to push through for game. So, and then now that the time rules are fixed, you don't care about paying $800 for searches, so you feel great. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the deck. Side deck is kind of up to you, all personal preference. I do not have it ironed out whatsoever. I think the only card that was even relevant this weekend that I put in the side was evenly matched, and the one match that I should have sided it in, I did not. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Look forward to seeing more from me, and more content to come. We're gonna get back into the swing of things here. Like I said, shout out to Natural TCG. He was my top player at locals this weekend, so check him out. We played for first, and yeah, thank you to everyone at Nerd HQ. Shout out to them, and shout out to everybody with helping me test and helping me fix the deck and make changes. I really like Qliphort, and hopefully we get some new support. But I think Primite is a really good, powerful support if played properly with it. So definitely give it a shot, and we'll just keep fine-tuning this deck together. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.